Now we're going to start looking at equations of lines and how they're connected to their graphs. So the equation y equals mx plus b is called the sloped intercept. And the graph of an equation y equals mx plus b has slope m. And the graph of an equation y equals mx plus b has y-intercept at b, or 0b. And we're going to use that information to help us graph. So all the information that you need in an equation that is in slope-intercept form is already in the equation, so there's no work involved. So you don't have to pick any points, plug them in, see what works. You can just go straight to the graphing from the equation. So before we do that, let's actually just practice identifying information. So remember that the equation is y equals mx plus b. So the m represents the slope, and the b represents the y-intercept. So if the equation is in this format, then we can identify the information. So it has to be in y equals. So number 4 is in y equals, so that means our slope is always in front of the x, so negative 5, and our y-intercept, or our b, in number 5, it's in the correct form. It's missing something, and there doesn't seem to be that plus b part, but we could put it on there if we wanted to take that 0. So the slope is 11.8, and our y-intercept in this situation is 0. Now number 6 is not in the form, so we can't identify any information unless it's in y equals form. So we're going to manipulate this equation, which you can do with any equation, and put it in the format that you want. We're going to treat it like a formula and solve for y, because we want it to be in y equals. So I'm going to move my x term to the other side, so I have to add 7x to both sides. That's going to give me negative 3 equals, now in slope-intercept form, the x term comes first, so I'm going to write 7x plus 12 instead of 12 plus 7x. And now I almost have y by itself. I have to divide everything by negative 3. Now when I do that, my negative 3's on the left cancel, and I have just y, which is what we wanted. And on the right side, I have to divide negative 3 into both of those terms, 7x and 12. So 7x divided by negative 3 is simply going to be negative 7/3 x. And 12 divided by negative 3 is going to be negative 4. So my slope is negative 7/3, and my b, or my y-intercept, is negative 4. So now let's write an equation if we're given information, so the exact opposite of what we were just doing. So it's always going to be y equals my slope times my x-coordinate plus my y-intercept. Now the x and the y represent all ordered pairs, so those are going to stay. All you replace is the m and the b. So our equation is going to be y equals negative 15x plus 12. And that's my slope-intercept equation. So on this one, it's always going to be y equals my slope, which is 2.7, x, and then it's going to be our intercept, our y-intercept, which looks like it's negative 4.3. So you can put minus 4.3 or you can put plus negative 4.3. It doesn't matter. So now, find an equation of the line. They give us slope, but negative 4, 0 is not the y-intercept. So I can't jump straight to an equation because all I have is the slope. I don't have a slope and an intercept. So I only have one piece of information that I can plug in to this slope-intercept form. That doesn't mean I can't solve this. I need b. I don't have b. So what we can do is we can continue using our slope-intercept form, and we can plug in the information we do have and find the b that we don't have. So remember, the x and the y represent any ordered pair that's a solution. Well, they're giving me a solution, negative 4 is 0. So negative 4 is the x, m is negative 3, and I have a y of 0, and that means I don't have a b, which that's what I need to find out. So I'm just plugging in the information I do have, and this is going to help me find b. And once I have b, then I can write an equation. Negative 3 times negative 4 is 12. Solve for b. So b is negative 12. So now I have b and I have m. Now I can write an equation in slope-intercept form. So y equals negative 3x minus 12 is my slope-intercept equation. So I had to actually find the missing piece before I could write an equation. On these two problems, I'm missing both pieces of information. I need a slope and an intercept, and I'm just given 2 points. So they didn't give me anything that can go directly into an equation. They gave me enough information that I can find what I need, but they didn't give it to me directly. So I'm going to have to find the m, and I'm going to have to find the b. So when we find slope from 2 points, we can use our formula. And this is going to be on your formula sheet. And all this represents is that you're going to subtract your y coordinates. So 8 minus 10. And I'm going to subtract my x coordinates. So 3 minus 1. And I'm given a slope then of negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. So there's one piece of information that I need. That's my m. Now I can find my b the same way that I found it in the last problem. I actually have more information than I need. I just need one ordered pair to plug in. So remember our form. I'm going to pick one of my points. I'm just going to pick, I'll pick 110. I can use either one, but I'll just pick this one. So 10 equals negative 1 times my x, which is 1, plus b. So 10 equals, that'll be negative 1. So add 1. Oops, it's totally not the right side. It has to come over here. So that's going to be 11 equals b. So there's my other piece of information. Now I can write my equation. Y equals my slope of negative 1 times x plus my intercept of 11.